Hello and welcome to another tutorial on how to use some of the templates and assets that are included in this course. So today I'm going to be showing you all how to use the brand identity guide template. You will use this brand identity guide as the home base for your entire brand and your reference point for everything you do, from creating social media content to bringing people onto your team. This is your home base. I'm going to show you how to edit every single thing about this so it not only matches your branding, but it's highly effective in everything that you may need it for. So first things first, we'll start with changing the color, similar to the Canva tutorial. That'll come later on. This is just a nice quick run through. So if you want to change the color of this overlay, you just click it. You can change it to any color. If you want to change the image that's in the background, if you just drag this way, you can click this and drag any image. Let's go with office and drag any image you want, hover it over, and that'll take over the background. The next thing you're going to want to do is take this image where you see this little circle. What we're doing is we're going to replace that with the logo. And so you'll have uploaded your logo into Canva, and you can just drag and drop it onto there. Like I said, I have a 10 for mine, so let me send it back to 10. Drag and drop. You're going to want your logo here. And then you're going to want to take template away. And you're going to want to change this to your chosen font. Then add your brand name here and the date that this was last updated. Okay? And that's how you edit that homepage. So the next thing is we'll be editing the mood board. If you want to change the color, the font here, you just click it, change your font, click this, change your color. And in terms of if you want to change, so this is your mood board. All you have to do to edit your mood board is take images and drag them in, hover them over the boxes that you want them to go in, and they will fill in. If you want them to crop differently, you can just double click. You'll see that pop up, and that's how you adjust it. And so that's how you edit your mood board. From there, you'll go to your brand style guide. You will then just take this little circle and you'll drag it to where you fall. Is your brand more classic or modern, feminine or masculine? This is just a nice visual guide for anybody on your team to have so that they can see any changes that you be making, or like in terms of your brand style. Another thing to quickly change is if you want to quickly change the color, you can click this tan. You can change to black, and you see at the bottom here, Canva will allow you to hit change all, and it'll change everything that's in that color. It'll change to one of your brand colors. So I suggest you do that to make it easy for you to change all the colors so everything matches well. Like I said, for now, I'm going to change it back to tan, just so everything, like I said, for me matches up well. Oh. When you're getting your mood board from your color palette, something you can do, your color palette from your mood board, similar to what we talked about in the lesson, what you can do is if you're going to colors, click here and see these photo colors, which are all the photos that are inside of your document. You can kind of see what colors have similar themes and what colors reoccur, and potentially use those inside your color palette, in addition to using the color theory talked about in the lesson. From here, you'll type out your brand story. You'll just click here, finish typing, and you want to tell your brand story similar to what we talked about. Same with your ideal client profile. You're going to put all that information that we came up with in your brand audit workbook. You're going to want to type that out into a paragraph, include that in here, and include, if you can find a picture of somebody that looks like your ideal client. I just used our sim friend from the presentation. You can also use your photo here. You can just drag it in, drag it over, and it'll pop in and replace it. From there, we have your brand color and type. What you'll do is you'll click this box, you'll change it to your brand color, and then you'll click this text and you'll change it to the hex code. One of the ways you'll be able to get the hex code directly from colors like we talked about, but you can also pull it directly from Canva up here, and they'll be right there once they're in here. To edit your font guide, you always want to include the heading font, the body font, your accent fonts, and your any variants. And so you just click here, type the font name, and you're going to want to click all of them and change whatever font they are, just so they display in the font they are. So I have all my fonts here. You'll just click there, type the font name in, and then click and change the font, just so everybody on your team can always see exactly what fonts you're using and what they look like together. Lastly, we have your logo guidelines. So one thing we don't cover in this course is how to build and create all of your logos, but I do want to make sure that you all know that you do have to have multiple logos. It is something we talk about in the course. And so here, just including, here are the 3 types of logos you need, what the logos are used for, and you'll be able to just drag and drop them into these areas once you have your logos. And lastly, we have your content guidelines, which we will cover a lot more in depth in our content and strategy unit, and you'll be able to come back and fill this page in. Let me know if you have any questions.